Thank you. Now to honoring the women who have achieved the highest rank in the military, 4-star status. They are trailblazers, ready to help those who are ready to follow in their footsteps of service. DC News Now's Randy Bass brings us to the Military Women's Memorial with this inspirational story.
These 4-star generals show us what it looks like to lead with both courage and compassion, honoring the sacrifice of the women who came before them and remembering there's still a lot of hard work ahead.
We served in non-combat roles initially.
One of just 10 women in United States military history to earn 4-star general status.
I can't help but think that all of us are here because of the women before us.
Retired 4-star General Ellen Polakowski sitting down one-on-one with DC News Now at the Military Women's Memorial in Arlington, ahead of the Patriot Leadership Gala honoring her and 9 other female 4-stars.
I would not be here today if it wasn't for all the NCOs who had my back and saved my bacon, so thank you, Chief.
Reflecting on the women who served in the decades and centuries before them.
They were serving before women were allowed to wear uniforms. They were serving before women could have children. They were serving before women were in official combat roles. And so because of their courage, because of their competence and their commitment, the 10 of us have had the opportunity to serve in positions that, frankly, as a child, I would have never dreamed that I could have possibly have had. This is a picture of all the first 3 stars.
Now living in New Mexico, the general spent part of her career in Northern Virginia at the Pentagon, before retiring in Ohio in 2018 in her role as commander of Air Force Materiel Command, using her background in engineering to develop and maintain modern American warfighting capabilities.
Ms. Laura Polakowski will now pin her 4th star on her service coat.
She was pinned as a 4-star general in 2015 alongside one of her daughters. Something she never thought she could achieve when she was early in her military career, when General Wilma Vaught told her it wasn't possible.
She told us that, look, you are not going to be able to achieve what I've been able to achieve, to be a 1-star, to be successful, if and have children and have a family. You're not going to be able to do those things. So that's part of what you need to decide now, what you want to do. And I left that meeting, frankly, angry. I was like, why is it that the male lieutenant that's sitting next to me can aspire to have a family and I can't? And I put it in the back of my mind, but I said, I would love to prove her wrong.
And prove her wrong she did. When she was first pinned as a 1-star general, General Polakowski balanced building her military career alongside a family.
I still get a little choked up when I think about it. I asked her to stand up, and then I called up my 2 daughters. And I said, I've been waiting 20 years to say this to you. You were wrong. These are the real stars in my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, toast to these visionary women.
The recognition of female 4-stars at the memorial comes during a cultural shift in the United States military. The nation's last female 4-star admiral, Lisa Franchetti of the U.S. Navy, was removed from her position earlier this year, leaving no women in the nation's top military offices.
I firmly believe that the women in the military, the women in our society, will adapt to this. We may be a little bit of a step backward in having to demonstrate once again that we have the competence and the courage to do the things that we have done, that people like the CNO did, like people like the Commandant of the Coast Guard did. We will do it, we will prove it, and we will be there again.
What do you say to young women who are maybe questioning whether now is the right time to pursue a career in the military?
If you've got the compassion to do it, if you've got the competence and the capability to do it, then have the commitment and serve your country.
If you're looking to get a closer look at history for yourself, the memorial is open 7 days a week. In Arlington, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
So